Aaron Reed had some updates. Jesus Christ, Aaron. Jesus Christ. That Aaron also shared. Matt Walsh tried to testify for Tennessee gender-affirming care ban today and got destroyed by Dems.
Can you give us a summary of your educational background or your healthcare education?
I didn't go to college, but I did go to school long enough to learn how to read, so I can read the data for myself, and that's exactly what I've done.
And for what?
It's difficult to tell. I think we can all agree that Matt Walsh is a sociopath incapable of human emotion, right? A soulless automaton.
But I'm a human being with a brain and common sense, and I have a soul, and so therefore I think...
I don't know about any of those statements. I don't know if any of those statements are true.
And for what purpose do you conduct your research and use this brain of yours? You don't use it to get clicks?
Well, are you using it right now to try to get clicks with this interaction? I know you seem to find it very amusing. I don't.
I don't think Matt Walsh is capable of finding anything amusing, though. You posted this and thought it was an own? God, what a moron. Like, if you're a public figure and you are trying to sway policy, yeah, you should have some kind of background, whether as like a community organizer, as like an outreach representative from your community, or as a professional within a given field, right? I think testimonial from like, non-college educated community representatives is fine. But Matt Walsh is a failed shock jock radio host that got hired on to Daily Wire to cut anti-trans agitprop. Like, that's his background.
In service to a radical far-left agenda, children are being led down a path of gender confusion and identity crisis. This crisis, manufactured by the culture, is then exploited and monetized by medical professionals who first put them on chemical castration drugs like Lupron. Then the victims are given cross-sex hormones, which often have irreversible and permanent effects.
None of that is true. Just all lies.
Finally, before the age of 18, many of these kids will undergo surgery, such as double mastectomies, which will...
Not true. Not true. Under the age of 18, you are, as a AFAB person, you are still developing your mammaries, so it's not like there's much to cut off. Less than 1/10 of a percentile regret transitioning, and of that 1/10 of a percentile, majority do not regret it because it was a mistake, or they don't think they're trans anymore. It's because of the violence that they're subjected to.
Children are being coerced into decisions that they are not equipped to make in pursuit of a goal that can never be attained.
Again, emotionally loaded language, dehumanizing, polarizing, and targeting. Radical left ideology, like do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. Yeah.
They're not trying to pass a law to allow middle schoolers to get tattoos or take out mortgages or purchase firearms or cigarettes.
I mean, I would be okay with, lowering the drinking age to 18. I would be okay with that. I would also be okay with allowing children. I mean, I would probably say like as low as 16 to get tattoos. I would be okay with that. But it's not something that if we don't allow them to have access to, that rates of deaths will go down. But if we do allow children to have access to gender-affirming healthcare, in the form of social transitioning, puberty blockers, and seeking therapy for gender dysphoria, rates of suicides will go down.
That's because even they recognize that minors lack the maturity and discernment required to make those choices. They recognize...
It's not a matter of maturity or discernment, though. It's a matter of, can we save someone's life?
Their position is not even consistent or coherent, much less morally or scientifically defensible.
Did you and your non-college educated ass, but gigantic brain, go through all that research? Again, it's all propaganda. Like, all this emotionally loaded language, you don't hear this type of language used whenever people are advocating for gender-affirming healthcare. You don't hear this type of language. You don't hear someone saying, like, the people who are, like, mutilating, raping, pillaging, beating to death trans people. You hear about there is a trans genocide happening, and here is how, through polarization, mischaracterization, identification, classification. You hear that, but you don't hear this, like, child explanation of why it's bad, because it's icky. I'm also not college educated, however, I do have a brain, and my brain is telling me Matt Walsh is evil incarnate. Matt Walsh doesn't care about the mutilation of kids. He just doesn't want trans people to exist.
Our kids cannot protect themselves, but we can, and we must, and we are. Thank you.
Yeah, jackass.